This next document is now the lead paint transfer disclosure form. I hope it's very obvious what I'm about to get into right now. Lead paint disclosure form. It's a requirement in all states, but Rhode Island is super sticky with it, and Massachusetts is nearly as bad. They give you this nice big long description here. Notice the shield of Massachusetts. If you're operating in Rhode Island, get the lead for Rhode Island. So just a slightly different document, all the same stuff in here to protect you, protect your clients. Make sure that you let them know that they can read this at their own leisure, but any house that was built before 1978 has lead or could have lead because it was common at the time, and then laws changed it, so we got to make sure that you know that at some point there could be lead in this house. Whether or not you're doing a new construction home that was just built this year or in 1978, you get this signed. And if it is a new construction home after 1978, 2019, and somebody gives you any problems about, there's no lead, thank you. I agree with you. I still need you to sign this. And I'm glad that we both agree that there is no chance of there being any lead in here. Do not let anybody give you a hard time on this document. It's the stupidest thing if somebody disagrees with signing it. So how is this signed? The top part, that whole first package we just went through, you give that to your clients. Make sure that they have everything that they could read. This is their piece. This section you're going to fill out. Typically, we're filling out that their seller has no knowledge. Usually it's on section A, the 2 I's, and on section B, the 2 I's, because it's saying we don't have any knowledge of lead-based paint. If there is knowledge of lead-based paint, then you check the 1 I, and you put their initials down here in the section on either side. Notice it says initial right here. That's because that's supposed to be an initial in these sections. Notice it does not have an initial anywhere here. That's because it's actually supposed to be a check. I say this because I can't tell you how many times I've seen these forms filled out the wrong way. So we'll just nail it right now. Checks on the top part, the seller disclosure. On the purchaser leaser knowledge, this is initials. Making sense so far? All right, so typically we're banging the 2 I's on the top 2, and then we're coming down, and on this one, purchaser has typically received no documents for lead. Now, if there are lead certs, then you would say yes, an initial right there. This is still the buyer's side now. The top side is seller's disclosure, bottom is purchaser's disclosure. Typically, it's the 2 I's that we're hitting on the second one as well, which is saying they're waiving any issue with an inspection on the lead. Now, the bottom part, notice the agent's acknowledgement for initials. Agent's acknowledgement for the fact that they've gone through this building. Agents will just put their initials here. Notice the initial section. Initial, buyer's agent is on the bottom, seller's agent's on the top. And then you sign your agency here for the buyer, for the seller. And then on the right side, the buyer's agent signs here. The sellers sign the top, the buyers sign the bottom. Then you put the address, the actual address for the property. This way it goes into the documents, everything's all done. This is the only page you actually need for your package. You've got to do this so you get paid. What's up, Sergio? We're doing training, bro. Getting it done. So then scan this one and make sure they keep all the other documents, and you can keep this main copy and just email this document with all the other docs. This is typically done at the purchase and sale when you're going to that point, or it's done if you're doing a listing. If you're taking a listing, it's done right there at the listing agreement. We try to get all the documents up front. This way you don't have to go back for extra things.